I'm Victoria Cachutt from Fundamental of Translation and Interpretation, Section 3T. I'm going to talk about direct translation and inverse translation, okay? Direct translation, also known as source to target translation, is a more common type of translation, where words are transformed from a source language to a target language. This process involves understanding the gnosis, context, and intended meaning of the original text to produce an accurate, fluent, and culturally appropriate target text. For example, translating a novel from French to English, or a legal document from Mandarin to Portuguese, are instances of direct translation. Okay, inverse translation or reverse translation involves translating a text from the target language back to the source language. While less common than direct translation, it is crucial for quality control and validation, particularly for checking the accuracy of direct translation. For instance, if a user manual is translated from English to French and then back to English, the inverse translation should closely match the original English text to confirm the accuracy of French translation. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Maikely Salvatierra. What is consecutive interpretation? In consecutive interpretation, the interpreter listens and takes notes using a specialized technique of what the speaker is conveying in the speech. The interpreter then reproduces the message in the target language after the speaker has expressed a complete thought. Unlike simultaneous interpretation, this is usually applied to smaller meetings, interviews, or conferences. In addition, consecutive interpreters require excellent memory, note-taking skill, the ability to process and reproduce the message quickly, listen actively, and grab key concepts to remember and convey the message effectively. On the other hand, in simultaneous interpretation, the interpreter conveys the message in the target language at the same time as the speaker is speaking, enabling fluent communication at conferences, meetings, and international events involving people of different languages. Simultaneous interpretation requires specialized equipment such as soundproof booths, headphones, and microphones. This process demands a great concentration with thinking and listening comprehension. However, interpreters usually work in pairs, alternating 20 to 30 minutes to avoid burnout. Finally, interpreters must prepare by researching subject matter, vocabulary, and the style of the speaker to ensure an excellent and effective interpretation. Thank you, that's all.
What is medical translation? It refers to the interpretation of text involving the medical or pharmaceutical industry in a given language and the creation of documents which say the same information in another language, including documents for medical purposes or medication records, and documents on the business itself for the purpose of expanding into international markets, among others. But why medical translation is important? To help answer this question, let's consider the following example. Without medical knowledge and proper scientific training, a translator would be incapable of translating this information that requires technical or scientific accuracy and linguistic quality. What is legal translation? It refers to translations that are done on legally binding documents. These documents often have to be certified in order to make sure the information is reliable or avoid fraud attempts. Some examples of these documents are birth certificates, marriage and divorce certificates, contracts, among others. Inaccurate legal translations may cause legal consequences for those clients. That's why legal translations should only be done by experienced legal translators with the necessary judicial terminology knowledge.
Hello, I am Marcela Nicosia from Fundamentals of Translation and Interpreting, Section 3T, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about technical translation and literary translation. Technical translation is a specialized field focused on conveying information accurately and precisely within technical domains. It demands a strong understanding of the subject matter, as accuracy is paramount to avoid errors that could have serious consequences. Translators in this field often work with documents such as user manuals, engineering specifications, patents, and scientific articles. Why is it important? Well, accuracy is key. A small error in translating technical documents can lead to misunderstanding, safety issues, or even legal problems. Therefore, technical translators often have backgrounds in the specific field they are translating for, ensuring they understand the terminology and nuances. Additionally, technical translation isn't just about words. It also requires a deep understanding of the target audience's cultural context and expectations. Now, literary translation is the art of translating works of literature like novels, poems, and plays, while preserving the original author's voice, style, and emotional impact. Unlike technical translation, where precision is key, literary translation embraces creativity and interpretation. Why is it important? Literary translation allows readers from different cultures to experience stories, emotions, and ideas that might otherwise remain inaccessible. It enriches our understanding of diverse perspectives and fosters a sense of global connection. Translators in this field must not only be fluent in both languages but also possess a deep appreciation for literature. They often face challenges like idiomatic expressions, cultural references, and poetic forms that require thoughtful adaptation. In summary, literary translation is a bridge connecting cultures through the beauty of words, allowing us to share and celebrate our shared humanity. Thank you.
Mrs. Lopez, thank you for coming. We need to discuss your car, the one involved in the traffic stop last week. Do you remember what happened?
Señora López, gracias por venir. Debemos hablar sobre su auto, el que estuvo involucrado en ese control de tránsito la semana pasada. ¿Recuerda lo que pasó?
¿Control? Ah, sí. El policía me paró por exceso de velocidad. Pero solo fue una multa, porque eso importa ahora.
The traffic stop? Ah, yes. The officer pulled me over for expending, but it was just a ticket. Why does that matter now?
Because during a routine inspection, they found blood in your truck. The DNA matches a missing woman. You're being charged with murder.
Porque durante una revisión rutinaria encontraron sangre en su maletero. El ADN coincide con el de una mujer desaparecida. Ahora la acusan de asesinato.
¿Qué? Eso es mentira. Yo no he hecho nada. ¿Qué sangre? Alguien puso eso ahí.
What? That's a lie. I didn't do anything. What blood? Someone put it there.
The evidence is solid, Mrs. Lopez. If you're innocent, we'll need to prove who had access to your car.
La evidencia es contundente, señora López. Si es inocente, tendremos que probar quién más tuvo acceso a su auto.
Mi exmarido. Él tiene las llaves y me amenazó hace un mes. Tiene que ser él.
My ex-husband. He has keys, and he threatened me a month ago. It must be him.